This is the toughest interview ever. Candidates were shocked when they got their papers. The paper was a blank sheet of paper. Candidates were very puzzled by this, but they didn't dare to speak, because before the test began, the examiner announced 3 forbidden rules. No talking to the examiner or the security guard. Cannot leave the room. Cannot soil the exam paper. If you violate just one of them, you will be disqualified from the exam. And there is only one answer to the interview. Everyone dared not make a sound after hearing it, because the first rule is not to talk to the examiner. When no one answered, the examiner started the 80-minute countdown. He left the room, looking at the blank paper in front of them. Everyone did not know what to do. They don't even know what the topic of this exam is. It seems that it's not easy to get this position. As time passes by, a woman couldn't stand it. She thought the company wanted her to write a career report, and so wrote on a piece of paper. Before she could finish her first sentence, the examiner came toward her and threw her out of the exam room. It turned out that she had broken rule number 3. She had smudged the paper. Watching the woman being eliminated for writing, the crowd put down the pens in their hands. Just as the crowd looked perplexed, Jack laughed. He thought that the examiner only said 3 rules, so if you don't break the rules, you'll be fine. In order to verify his guess, he greeted Rook next to him. The rules are not to talk to the examiners or the security guards. It doesn't say you can't talk to the examiners. And sure enough, the security guard didn't react. Jack became bold. He stood up and walked around the exam room. The security guard still didn't make any reaction, seeing that Jack's move was allowed. Then the people dared to talk. They discussed why the paper was blank. At that moment, Lisa stood up. She thought the test paper was made of a special material. It was only revealed by shining a light on it. The others thought Lisa had a point, so they started to shine a light on the papers. After some experiments, there was no change in the paper. When Mike saw this, he suddenly thought, if the test paper can only be revealed by light, like ultraviolet and infrared light, but there was no such light in the room. Just when everyone was disappointed, Anna saw an emergency light mounted on the wall. To confirm her suspicions, Jack knocked out the light on the wall. The room was plunged into darkness, and the emergency lights came on. They took out the test papers and experimented, but unfortunately, there was no change in the paper. Rook thought they might not have found the right color. Maybe there were other lights in the room. And sure enough, Annie found another kind of lamp on the wall. This light could be just what they need. They knock out all the emergency lights, and the next second, the room lit up in a warm color. After all the experiments, there was still no change on the test paper, and there were only 60 minutes left in the exam. At that moment, Jack noticed a man in the exam room never got up and hadn't said a word. And yet, just as the crowd came up to him, the man said something. To see reality, they didn't know that this man had spoken the way the test papers manifested, but the crowd didn't understand him at all. They could only find the way again. The previous method didn't work. Could the secret be hidden in the security guard? The rules say you can't talk to the guards, but it doesn't say you can't touch the guard. So, Lisa reached out to the guard.